I made a real big mess over here.
You have a tendency to make a big mess with a lot of things.
I just spread my joy, as my sister calls it.
Oh, that is such a horrible way to say it.
Oh, I spread your joy?
And then to follow it with your sister said that? I'm making this really perverted.
Yeah. But Jesus.
I'm also recording this.
Yeah, good. Yeah, great.
Someone
saying weird shit about his sister.
Someone would get my sense of humor.
I was gonna go, or maybe my mom said it. I'm like, that's not helping anything.
God damn.
Just let it go. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
Maybe my mom said it.
Maybe my mom said it. Hey, everybody.
Hello. And
Happy November 18th.
Today's the 18th, but when people are going to be listening to it, it's going to be the day after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving.
And happy birthday.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, it's also my birthday is also on Thanksgiving this year, so it is my birthday episode. Wish me birthday. Wish me birthday.
Side B for birthday. Banter. Birthday banter.
Hey, I like that actually.
Yeah, thanks. Write my own shit. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
So, how you been? What's been new with you?
I've been good. I confused myself really hard today.
How so? I mean, that's not hard to do, but
I was rewatching The Witcher. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna jump to the second season. There is no second season. I was very convinced there was a second season.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh yeah, and I remember
I think the second season's done filming.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I can't remember it because I never watched it. And I was like, oh,
that's right, because you were like rewatching The Witcher.
Yeah, and I think it's what's confusing me is because I literally am doing all three of them.
Yeah, you're doing the show, the movie, and the book.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Witcher rattling around in my head. 5 years late, but that might be why I'm getting confused.
It's like you need to toss a coin.
To you, Witcher.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
That's on my Spotify, and I listen to it.
Yeah, really? Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, other than that, I mean, I did torture myself a little bit last night by looking at PlayStation 5 stuff.
Like, what do you mean
like
stuff?
Games coming out. And
oh, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, oh, God.
Games that are out.
Well, I mean, the pre-release, the official pre-release, not pre-release, or released for it, or they will have more available for people to purchase on November 25th, the day before my birthday. So I'm actually going to try to schedule me to like wake up or be awake around whatever time that happens at like.
Oh, to actually get a PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just weird too.
But it's also kind of like almost perfect timing for me too. It's like that's because I'll be buying it as a birthday present to myself.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's like the transfer over from the 4 to 5 is just really weird to me. And I know, like, on one of our past episodes, we were talking about how they always do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but this year it seems weird to me.
This year's like the more I've been reading about it, it's almost like they're making the PS5 instead of just like a new, different like console. It's almost like it's an upgrade from the PS4,
which is kind of like what the Xbox is too.
Yeah. So like it's. The way that you can transfer, because you've never been able to transfer your, I guess you could always you could transfer your save data to your PlayStation 3 from your PlayStation 1 and 2. And yeah, your PlayStation 1 memory card did work in your PlayStation 2.
Well, talk about that crazy thing you're telling me about how now you can like use the...
Oh, the remote play?
Yeah, like it's basically turns it to an emulator kind of.
No, I wouldn't say it's an emulator, but like, so I'm going to be able to have my PS5 in my living room with my pretty TV. And if I want to just like relax in my bedroom, I can have my PS4 in my bedroom and remote play whatever my PS5 is playing. My PS4 will wirelessly remote play into my bedroom.
That's wicked cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Because at that point too, you kind of get two consoles.
Two PS5s?
Yeah, for the price of one.
Oh, well,
basically.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, the graphics aren't going to be nowhere near as good.
No, but I mean, if like you just like, I don't know, just want to play something stupid just to kill time. Let's say you have an hour before you have to get ready, and it's like, I don't really want to leave bed. I mean, it just helps perpetuate you being a POS.
Dude, we are just slowly moving towards Wall-E.
Oh,
Soylent
I was like,
Green.
who's Wally? Oh, that Wally. No, but I mean, it's gonna be cool. I just think it's really weird though, because you have stuff like Valhalla that came out, Watch Dogs Legion, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which one of the big hypes for the whole thing is that the graphics, especially for something, I'm not so sure about Watch Dogs Legion. I've been hearing really mixed things about it. I would want to check it out, just not for the price right now. But it's like with Valhalla and Spider-Man, just from past Assassin's Creeds and the past Marvel Spider-Man game, it's like you can get it for the PS4, but I mean, why not just wait for the better graphics on the PS5?
That's how I feel about it. That's like Chris has already beaten Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh, is it really that short? I knew it was going to be short.
Yeah, he said it. He said that it's quite a bit short, or not. It was definitely shorter than the first one. He said it felt like they were gonna, like they almost wanted, like it was supposed to be a DLC, and they decided to make it its own game.
Yeah.
Thing. So, which kind of doesn't surprise me as well. But I mean, I'm still excited to play it, but I am still waiting to play it on the PS5.
Yeah, which makes sense. I really just want to play Watchdog Legions because of the whole you can make any character a badass cyber hacker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like literally, you can just recruit anyone on the street, basically. So you could get like an 89-year-old grandma and then make her like this.
I wonder if there's like a randomly like computer generated stat system for that as well.
Well, like one podcast I was listening to was talking about how he was walking around and he saw this guy wearing a tuxedo and was like, oh, that guy looks cool. And then did like a facial scan, and under his occupation it said spy. So he like recruited him and then now has access to like a spy car.
What?
That this guy, I don't know.
Okay.
I think I was talking to Fallon about it, is I've come to realize that, especially in this time in my life, I love chaotic games.
Like, what do you mean by chaotic?
Like, that's one of the reasons I liked Grand Theft Auto Online.
Okay.
I like really random things going wrong, basically. And there's kind of that moment, like even like Witcher, which makes me laugh. You'll be meditating, which is like your version of sleep. And then suddenly a noon wraith will show up. Oh, it's like a message will come. It's like, you can't do that during combat. And I'm like, I'm not in combat. And then it forces me out of this like screen, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm dying. Okay, great, awesome. I just like that kind of chaos. And Watch Dogs seems like it'd be just a lot of that chaos, which sounds fun.
Cool. You're all caught up with Mandalorian?
I am. Spoiler alert, I guess. Get right into that.
Yeah, we might as well get into it now. I mean, unless there's anything else more you want to talk about.
I was honestly going to talk. I was going to say we could talk a lot about Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah, we can get to that
at some point, but let's do Mandalorian.
Well, I mean, it just makes sense for us to talk about it because we got 2 episodes to talk about.
Oh yeah, the filler one, and then this not so much filler one.
Yeah. I think I was talking to you. No, maybe I was talking to my coworker about it. I don't have a problem with the filler episodes.
I mean, I don't, only because it has that Clone Wars vibe to it,
like the adventure of it all.
Yeah, like the in between. You had the war going on, but then you had these little follow the clone troopers. And whatever situation they were dealing with.
Because like the big thing that I was talking about, that I was like, I'm pretty sure I was talking with my coworker about it. Is like he like the Mandalorian. He has like his order to follow, which is to get the child to its people, but like doesn't mean that he's not gonna like in the middle of like traveling, he's gonna like run it. And he's gonna he almost gets arrested by the New Orders, the New Republic. Which forces him to the ice planet. Which then the giant spider thing that freaked me out actually.
Yeah, you have a thing with big spiders though.
I really do. And like,
is it just big spiders, or is it something with like multiple legs more specifically?
It's kind of large insects in general.
Okay,
but I don't know. I have like reoccurring nightmares of spiders chasing me, so like I think it just like kind of like just freaks me out. And like in my reoccurring nightmares of spiders chasing me, they slowly get larger in my dream. Just thinking about it's making me feel weird.
I liked the design. Like I said, I think
it's got a really cool design.
It looks like a virus.
Yeah.
Like top heavy with the legs kind of thing.
Dude, so the setup for that episode I did think was really cool for like the giant because it turned into a monster episode more than anything.
Yeah.
But like how it's like the frog lady that he's helping to get across the planet so he can like meet with the other Mandalorians and whatnot. How she's like just bathing in that like hot spring.
Yeah.
And then like baby, the child starts.
I like how you're catching yourself because you're talking to me, huh?
Yeah. The child starts wandering away, and like I see like in the background, I'm like, I wonder what all those like weird fungus looking things are. That's kind of interesting. And then he opens up one, and it's like a bug inside of it. I was like, oh fuck, those are all eggs.
Do you think if you didn't open it, it wouldn't cause the chain event of them all hatching at that moment?
I don't know. Maybe.
He's a little agent of chaos.
Yeah, it totally is. No, it's like as soon as I saw them all opening, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. And then especially like as it had that like shot down the cavern and just like a giant hole, I'm like, no.
The thing about the second episode, just that kind of brought to light for me, is just how much of a hypocrite I am. Because I think I told you, I wanted the planet to be Hoth.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I wanted to see the base, the old destroyed base.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's exactly what I was bitching about with the Easter egg thing, and I'm kind of disappointed they didn't do that. And I was just like, oh, okay, I gotta shut up about that from now on.
Fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, like for real. But also, it kind of just showed me too that how little I remember the first season, because when the New Republic's troops are talking to Mando about him saving Captain Wabablahu, whatever their name was.
Oh, I can't remember the names, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I had no reference for that. I was like, I don't remember what situation.
It was a filler episode that set up a filler episode.
Who did the Mando save?
It didn't really say. It's more like. Do you remember the episode where it was like break out the prisoner?
The Bill Burr one?
Yeah, the Bill Burr one. Uh-huh. He helped catch all of those people.
Oh, okay. So that was really just in reference to the Bill Burr episode.
Yes.
And him helping, I guess, the New Republic capture these mercenary
I'm pretty sure that was all of it. There could have been a little bit more that I missed when they were there. They also
like the general.
They also like explained like all of that shit really fucking fast.
Yeah, it was a fast like 30. And then I do like that when he mentioned something about them helping patch up his hole, they just straight up do like a U-turn and like
yeah, I know.
Deuces out.
No, they're like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Like we just saved your life. That's all. Like, and it's like, and they only saved his life just like out of just like their own moral code. It's like we're not gonna let you guys get you eaten by this like giant spider thing. But also to let you know we're not on your tail anymore because you did help out the New Republic, but we also don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
So like, you're like,
I really did.
Good luck.
I did like that a lot.
I also really like. They did a really great like job with just like the fear of like those of all the spiders coming after those like the weird that creature coming, like the little ones and the medium ones, the larger ones, and the giant ones.
That was what was cool. I liked the varying of size because each of them had their own like threat because of their size. You had the little ones that could swarm you. You had the medium ones. I just thought that was kind of cool.
And then of course like flying that ship off that goddamn planet, and just like literally he was literally flying like a dumpster.
Yeah, he was like wake me up if the whole door gets ripped off. I'm kidding. We'll all be dead.
Yeah,
and then just goes to sleep.
And then the frog lady just starts hugging her eggs.
Yeah, like
as the child stares off, like licking its lips. Can't wait for you to fall asleep, little lady. That sounded really creepy. Oh fuck. But what was great, I really liked how the beginning of the third episode went, the Eris, when he's like when they're coming into the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, the like slow down. No, seriously, slow down. Slow down.
They're like, slow down. You're coming in too fast. You need to slow down. And he's doing because he's running. He's out of gas or whatever. Oh no, he can't. His stabilizers are busted.
Yeah, like I said, the whole thing's falling apart.
Yeah, he literally just has a thing to like project him through space.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's still pressurized is the cabin, and that's it. Like,
but I really like how it's like it's like it gets to that point where it's like he stops at the right spot where he can like slowly like actually get the landing, and then the left engine just pops and he just flips upside down into the water.
Also, that entire planet is like my worst nightmare.
Oh, that water planet?
Yeah, that was like, as soon as they show, I was like, oh, that makes sense. They're taking a frog lady,
Yeah.
an amphibic creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then I was just like, that's in the Star Wars universe. There's a lot of big, scary monsters that could be in that water.
Oh yeah.
Which they never,
God.
They never showed that thing, did they?
No. Now that why did you say that? I make that, dude. I didn't even think about that.
What?
Just you know how I am with underwater creatures. Fuck.
And you can't swim.
Yeah. But okay. But what I wanted to point out was I really like the bits of just like weird slapstick humor that Jon Favreau has like added into this.
Mm-hmm.
So like at the beginning of episode 2 when Din Djarin is like overcome by the the thugs or whatever. Yeah, space thugs. You know.
Oh,
No, this is still on Tatooine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is the beginning of the beginning of the second episode, and like that Jawa is like he like takes his like Din Djarin's like, you can take whatever you want, just give me the child back.
Oh yeah, and then he like,
and then the Jawa the Jawa wants the jetpack, and so then he just like boop 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 boop, and the Jawa just goes up in the air while just holding it.
I was kind of surprised how like kind of like
quirky,
cold-blooded that was. That was pretty. That was pretty brutal. Like you went, yeah, you can take this, bud.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. There you go.
Like your death wish. Yeah, it was kind of. I just kind of thought that I found it kind of weirdly, I guess, out of character for Mando to just like to trick. I don't know, to trick it into dying.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to. I mean, it's, you know, whatever means necessary, man. That is the way. That is the way.
That is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah, but then it really did. It became like just kind of filler monster, and then it got more interesting. It's just when you go into the third episode after getting on this water planet and meeting these other Mandos, I just really love the running no helmet joke.
Oh yeah,
that is now being spurred because when we were even talking about it last time, we were like, we don't really know the lore anymore well enough.
Yeah, and then also on top of that, we were like, because like Jango would go around with his helmet off all the time.
A lot of the clone.
Yeah, in the Clone Wars, the Mandalorians that you see in there, they're generally not wearing like Bo-Katan is in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and she's only wearing her helmet when she's in battle.
Yeah, and I think even.
I think it's just like we got so caught up in the way.
Yeah, that we just went, okay, that's just the way. How it's only weird because we didn't really question it and go, wait, how come throughout the entire rest of the history?
Yeah, exactly.
This has never been mentioned. Oh, I guess all the other Mandalorians we've ever seen have all just been wrong. I guess. Yeah. You know, we just kind of took it for that value.
Although it is really cool that Bo-Katan was able to kind of like put it, like spell it out really clearly for us that Din Djarin is part of an old like a culty zealot faction of the Mandalorians.
Yeah, that
believe very wholeheartedly in like the original teachings.
Yeah, I was gonna say the original creed. So in no sense, it's like this zealot group. They're just following the original teachings.
Yeah.
And the rest of
the original way.
Mandalorian society has evolved, being like, that's not necessary for us to keep our helmets on 24/7.
Yeah, it's people are gonna figure out who we are eventually.
Yeah, also that's just sounds
our armor is gonna give us away.
That's, yeah, this sounds uncomfortable too.
Right. But I think that's I'm gonna kind of relate that whole thing of like keeping the helmet on, and then maybe even like the little bit of like maybe starving yourself or whatever. That's very. Like the suffering for the cause, like there's something Catholic to that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. What is that called?
When you whip yourself?
Yeah. What is the action of doing that? Causing yourself
repenting?
Yeah, like repenting.
I mean,
ritual.
It's a sense of repenting, but it's like an extreme sense.
Yeah,
but it's not repenting because he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Unlike in that situation, you have sinned, so you whip yourself to atone for.
Hey, any Catholics out there? Let us know.
Via blood. But yeah, that was just kind of interesting, and I do like, what is the like leader of that little trio's name again?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. I saw this like showed like Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then Bo-Katan, and then 25 years later, and then jumped to What is his name?
Alec. Are you talking about who played old Obi-Wan?
Yeah, who played Ben Kenobi.
Alec Guinness is his name, I want to say.
But like just like 20 years later, and then he looks like that, and then she in the Mandalorian doesn't look
But yeah,
old by any means. Like,
hey, you know, some people
wearing the helmet.
Some people age with gray. Yeah, there you go. She hasn't seen a lot of sunlight.
It's a moisturizer too.
But also, what's really interesting about that is, it is like 20 years later, but like Obi-Wan in like Revenge of the Sith is like in his like 30s, I would say, maybe late 20s.
Let's say late 30s, early 40s.
So yeah, I mean, 20 years later, that put him in his
because think about
50s to 60s.
Yeah, because he was like in his 20s, because he was a Padawan, so he was probably in his early 20s.
He was like 21 in Phantom.
Yeah.
So then by Revenge of the Sith,
that's about 10 years.
10 years, maybe
12.
Yeah.
10 to 12 years, something like that.
Yeah, so he'd be in his like early 30s.
Yeah.
So then you add like 20 years to that, he'd be in his early 50s, maybe mid 50s.
And he was living on
Tatooine,
which that can't be good for your skin.
And also when Alec played Obi-Wan in that, he was in his late 50s.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe early 60s.
Oh, okay.
They did play the character a little bit older. Like,
that was the adventure story arc of the wise wizard.
Yeah, exactly.
The Gandalf of the whole.
And then
thing.
I mean, Bo-Katan. I mean, Katie Sackhoff is just beautiful. So
she looks really familiar, but I can't.
Battlestar Galactica.
Right. Okay, yeah, you were saying that.
It took me a second to recognize her because I haven't seen her with like dark hair like that. I mean, I'm so used to seeing her with blonde hair.
Yeah.
And then looking it up, I realized she also did the voice for Bo-Katan in Star Wars Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool that
she's like a hardcore recurring character, basically.
Yeah, it was. I thought that was. I mean, it's like. I mean, she's the perfect age for Bo-Katan as well, because like, Katie Sackhoff is like in her early 40s, and that's where I believe where how old Bo-Katan should be at this point in the series as well, in the story. Oh, man.
What is her last name?
Sackhoff. Sorkohff or something like that.
I found a Katie Sackhoff.
Maybe it is Sackhoff, and I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're wrong. That's Sackhoff.
Oh, it is Sackhoff.
Oh, she's in Riddick.
Oh, really?
The newest one.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's pitch black, but with water now instead of dark stuff.
It was also really cool for me because I'm a wrestling fan. The other female Mandalorian is Sasha Banks, who is a WWE wrestler and the current Raw WWE champion, women's champion.
Right on.
Yeah,
cool.
You're like, I don't care.
No, that's cool. That's good for her. That's awesome. You do it. Do your wrestling. Yeah, you're right. I don't care. I'm trying to fake it. But it's like, but kind of even with this third episode, what it kind of goes into is what I've said before. It's like everyone knows what a Mandalorian is, knows that they're trained killers, know that their armor is a very strong and very valuable metal, but that's why they wear it, because you can't shoot them.
Yeah.
And then they all try to shoot him. I mean, at least this one they tried to drown him. That was a pretty interesting.
Yeah, no.
That was more interesting than being like, quick, get your gun. It's like, no, throw him in there with the monster and cool.
That was actually that quick little action scene where he has to get saved, and the child has to get saved as well. And that was a really good setup because like you get this whole feeling through a lot of this like world and like the galaxies of Star Wars, that there's obviously some like shady people that the Mandalorians are going to be dealing with. You know?
Pirates and bandits and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you kind of like, you're like, well, maybe like he's gonna be able to take care of himself, and then you actually see him kind of lose the upper hand.
Yeah,
and to see him lose the upper hand was really interesting, especially how they were able to do it. He let his guard down with the child. They were aware that the child is his weakness.
Yeah, it's his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
But I did like that once the child in the little pod gets eaten, Banks, the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what her character name is.
I can't remember the other two Mandalorians' names.
But she just didn't like go,
got it.
Yeah, like didn't go like, can anyone tell me what it is? Or no, just okay, cool. And she just dived dove head first into it. I just thought that was cool.
Mandalorians are badass.
Yeah, for real. I was like, okay, cool. I want to figure out what this thing is that they wear.
The little like headband thing.
Yeah, because Django wore it when he would fly.
Oh, really?
What was his ship called?
Oh, I don't remember.
Slave One. When he would fly that, he would wear this like very similar to Bo-Katan little kind of like hair band thingy.
I mean, that's also like, doesn't like Anakin have one when he's flying around in like Revenge of the Sith? I don't know. Maybe it's just like something that like helps you keep track of like sensor.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it had to be something. Yeah, but
uh-huh.
I've never heard anyone explain what it is, and I was just curious if you might know.
No, don't know that.
Yeah, like this is where the fun begins. Like that scene is when he's wearing one too, and his
oh yeah,
Jedi Starfighter.
It is kind of amusing, just like to watch like when Bo-Katan does take her helmet off. I was even like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's just like even like Din Djarin's like, dude, god damn it!
Well, like that video.
Why can't they keep their fucking helmets on?
With the parrots. Yeah. When you find two Mandalorians, and they both immediately take their helmets off. What the fuck? What the fuck?
And then she's like, "Oh, you're part of the crazy ones."
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Really nonchalantly, just like, "Oh yeah, just so you know, your entire time you've been raised by Mandalorians, they were the psycho ones that were really religious in this whole idea. Just so you know. Anyways, you're gonna help us steal some stuff. Okay, cool, right on.
Because I'm gonna be the prince. I'm the princess. I'm the queen. I'm gonna take everything back over. You know.
Yeah. So you want to be in my good graces, anyway. So yeah, we're gonna go attack an Imperial freighter.
Yeah, we're gonna take all the guns, and then we're gonna take the ship.
I did like that like kind of thing, because that was another like kind of for Mando, another for Jin, like another what the fuck moment when she just kind of again casually brings that they're actually taking the entire ship to Mandalore. He's like that wasn't part of the plan. I did not. You're kidnapping me. You're literally kidnapping me. Like no, I didn't agree to that. But also what kind of like it. Because, you know, it's kind of a fun, it's a fun sci-fi space adventure at the end of the day. But when the, like, captain of the freighter got in contact and was like, oh, we need reinforcements, and he was just basically like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And
he's like, you know what to do.
He, like, just straight up killed the two pilots and then is like, okay, and it's just going to drive it into the ocean.
Yeah, suicide, dude.
And then, like, it gets caught and then eats a electric cyanide pill.
Pretty much.
I was like, this took a dark, kind of sudden turn, like really quickly. Like I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
But it makes. I mean, as soon as like you heard his like general be like, you know the protocol, I was like, oh, nobody's living.
Well, and it was just cool, like them talking about the dark blade too. I was kind of
oh, that's why we forgot to bring it up.
when the end.
Our last side beat, we didn't talk about it. Are you talking about when it was shown? It was in the
when was it shown?
The series finale.
Okay, of season 1.
Yeah,
okay.
It was like the last shot of him coming out
of
with
the TIE fighter with the dark blade, which is just cool too, because for like a lot of people that may not know, there is like this whole other lore inside of when you talk about like Jedi, Dark Jedi, and Sith, that there are people that have, in a sense, the only thing that can go up against a lightsaber.
Yeah.
But it's not a lightsaber. It's like
it's like an original prototype for a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's like the original. It's kind of like what they talk about in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
they're those swords that you can get that are a type of metal that can withstand a lightsaber. And I was just like, oh, that's gonna be cool, because like you were saying, now it's its own standalone that has nothing to do really with the Jedi, but they're still throwing in a little bit of the lore.
It has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. That's exactly how I would describe it. It's like
that's how you did the last side B. That's, then I'm starting to have after you mentioned that, I'm starting to have more of an appreciation for that.
There you cool. You should rewatch season 1 then.
Yeah, good. I didn't say that much appreciation.
Oh, sorry.
Because at that point, I mean, if I ever need a refresher, I would just read like a quick synopsis of kind of what went down. I don't need to watch the whole season again.
I mean, honestly, the only out of the first season, what I do like to rewatch for any of them is the last 2 episodes, because the last 2 episodes together make up about 2 hours. So it's like the last 2 episodes kind of stand alone, and they're
it's another Star Wars movie.
It's almost like a full Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
which is awesome, and really well done.
And it's also like this kind of gives me, like I was saying last night, a lot of the a few of the stories of Star Wars probably aren't going to come back into the canon, but with doing this and its reception has been pretty like across the board, people have been really enjoying it. It would be cool if they were to do like a jump back to like Knights of the Old Republic age, like when the Sith were in full force and full command and had their huge empire.
I think there's been talks of them making a series about that.
Cool. Also, because it's just like if you were to just take the content and just the look of it and putting it in that kind of quality, like the look of those games are so cool, and it just you know, because then you met other characters like whatever Darth Maul's race is.
Oh yeah,
you met another
from the Dathomir.
Yeah, the Dathomir. You meet another one, and it's just cool to see like, oh, this is like a light side Darth Maul. Like,
was there a bunch of those actually?
Not really. Not
far and few between.
Far and few between, and it's like they're not evil. They just are tied very closely to the dark side of the Force, which is kind of like that. If you talk about Sith ideology,
yeah, because even like the witch in Fallen Order, the female Dathomirian that you meet, like she's actually she's good natured.
Yeah, she just basically wants you. She just doesn't want Jedi on her fucking planet.
Yeah,
that's basically what she wants because of the atrocities and things that have happened between the Jedi and the Dathomir. She's just like, no, I just want you not here anymore. But yeah, because even like with the Sith ideology too, like if you're talking about the Sith, not like dark Jedi, it's like a lot of it is just they want to use the dark side, like the passion and the anger, and that's how, as opposed to being like tranquil and calm, they just want to use their Kratos, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, Kratos is kind of a dick. That wasn't great.
I mean, they're all kind of dicks too.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's just I picked like the most violent video game character as my point.
As your example.
Yeah, and that wasn't a good idea.
Did you catch where Din Djarin is going? Where he was quested to go meet with in the next episode?
Endor? No, was that right?
I forget where. I just squealed and lost my shit when I heard the name.
And you can't tell me the name?
I'm surprised you didn't catch it. Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Is she still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Vader killed her.
I mean, no. I'm trying.
Oh, I know Vader tried.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's trying to kill his Padawan.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I totally missed that somehow.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Bo-Katan's like, okay, you're gonna go to this planet and you're gonna look for Ahsoka. I forget her last name, but you're gonna look for this Jedi.
That's cool. Do you know who they got to?
There's a lot of rumors that it's Rosario Dawson.
Oh, okay.
Which I think would be cool.
That would be cool. I love Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, same. But I don't think it's gonna be.
Why?
I don't know. It feels like it's like if it is, that'll be really cool. But it's been so fueled like
just people being like she would kill it as yeah, that's gonna be. I think she would kill it.
I think she would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about her availability or anything like that, but I don't know.
No, I mean it's really enjoyable. I kind of just want to get to Mando. I don't really want any more fillers. I want to get to Mandalore and kind of get that ball rolling with their like resistance movement is kind of what I want to get to.
Oh, like what Bo-Katan is?
Yeah, like I'm really interested in that, but I know it's going to be kind of a long stint before.
That won't, I mean, that's going to be that'll be interesting because like, do you think that maybe like once Din Djarin like delivers the child to Ahsoka, or well, I guess not even to Ahsoka, but like, or maybe Ahsoka joins him in the quest to get the child to its species. I don't know. I think this season. It's gonna take. I mean, there's only 8 episodes in a season,
and we're on episode 3.
Where episode 4 comes out tomorrow. Or tomorrow or Friday morning, this week. Yeah. And then that'll be the midway point. I think it's just, I don't know. It's interesting to think about since the beginning of the series, like the first episode of The Mandalorian, it's probably only been like a couple of months
Yeah, and you have to think about a lot of that was just him traveling.
Yeah.
Especially like in between season 1 and season 2, right? It was just a lot of him trying to get from point A to point B, just looking for a Mandalorian to Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say just a few months,
or maybe a half a year.
Yeah.
Of space time.
Well, then there's that whole like if you were 15 and you were sent off into space at like 200 light years or whatever.
Oh, like string theory stuff?
Yeah, and then like
that's not string theory.
No, but like then if you were to come back, everyone on Earth would have aged to being 60, but you would still be.
Oh, like Interstellar.
Yeah, like there's an actual name for that theory.
Yeah,
but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But also, I'm just kind of because I'm assuming that since this thing is whatever Yoda's species is called, what are they called?
They don't have a name.
Yeah, they do.
They don't have an actual name in Star Wars lore.
You sure about that?
Yes. I looked it up many a time.
Oh yeah. I could have sworn they had a name.
Yoda's species is like
unknown.
It's one of the most like unknown things through all of Star Wars lore.
One of the images of Yoda, it's him on Dagobah, and then the right looks like Revenge of the Sith when the clones are doing Order 66, and the middle is the puppet from
Phantom.
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how rough he looks, like a crackhead in that.
Oh, as the puppet?
Yeah, I'm the newer puppet.
Yeah,
he just looks really.
Yeah, no, it
really
didn't.
Weird.
It didn't look good at all. But what's really interesting is I remember that puppet so well. Like I always forget that on the Blu-ray version
they changed it to a CG one.
They changed
right?
it to a CG Yoda. Yeah, to look more like the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, because he's like, it's so weird because we grew up with him as a puppet, but for that one he stuck out really weirdly.
I don't think it was actually because I don't think they used Jim Henson Studios did Yoda for Empire and Return of the Jedi, and I don't think they maybe they did use Jim Henson, but they were like trying to make him look a little bit younger.
Shriveled up green kid.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, other than that, so like so probably what's gonna happen is we're gonna have another filler episode, and then we're gonna meet up with
yeah, probably.
Just knowing how the
which is like as much as
show.
I know I just said like I don't mind the filler episodes that much because it's like if you're watching the journey. I'm also like just get to the fucking planet. I want to see Asuka. Yeah, I want to see Ahsoka.
Just get to the point, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't watch Thanksgiving.
Do not watch that, apparently.
If you are a huge fan of like really bad B-rated horror movies, then go for it. But the thing is about this movie is that you have your bad B-rated horror movies like Zombie Strippers, and Zombeaver. And things or even like Sharknado and things alike in that sense.
Black Sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
right? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like they seem to have more of a budget than this movie. And it really all right, so I'm a theater guy. All right. I went to school for theater, for writing, directing, and acting. And I understand
saying that never gets old, by the way.
Fuck off. I understand like that filmmaking and film writing is a very much different thing, and because I've dabbled in it with friends and like other like filmmakers for another period of time. So as I'm watching Thanksgiving, it really feels like a bunch of theater people wrote this script and thought they could just make a movie. Like theater people that had like a fandom for like B-rated horror film, because like the script is really, really bad. The acting is way over the top in a way that
I'm assuming it's not very PC.
No, it's not very PC. This is also pretty old.
Yeah.
And like it's got this level of like absurdity to the characters and script that's like making fun of like a genre or a type that seems so over the top that it doesn't fit in a film. It would fit if it was like if I was watching it on stage, I'd be like, oh yeah, this makes more sense. But since I'm watching it on film, it's really interesting to be like, this doesn't fit for the film.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. That's a weird statement. Like,
do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying, but it's just
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that. But it makes sense. Certain things just don't translate
Yeah.
well in one medium to another.
Even it doesn't even, and it's literally, I never would have thought like the script could really be that way, but the script really felt that way. It was really interesting. And then like the turkey is just fucking ridiculous. Has some like
gobble gobble, motherfucker.
I mean, the turkey is amusing at some points, but it was really, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes long, and I literally had to stop watching it halfway through, go do something else, and then finally sat back down. I was like, all right, I just got to finish it, and like push myself to finish it.
Oh, so I wouldn't sit through it, probably.
Oh, God, no.
How much did you pay for it? Did you rent it?
I think this one was free to watch. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was free on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I paid anything for it. I was doing Thanksgiving 3, which has a lower IMDb rating. I think you have to rent.
Mm-hmm.
But and I still want to watch Thanksgiving 3 just so I know.
Do it. Let me know. Maybe that one gets better somehow. Is this turkey like an undead turkey?
It's
like a ghost turkey, a goblin turkey.
It's a 500-year-old turkey, demonic turkey that is killing people for the killing white people for what they did to Native Americans.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's kind of awesome.
It's like fucking A.
That's pretty awesome.
But then there's a scene where the turkey has sex with a girl, and it's really awkward, and it's kind of rapey.
Okay, imagine the actress that had to do that scene. Okay, so all right, don't freak out.
God, yeah, no, it's really it's a little too much over the top. So yeah, that's my experience with Thanksgiving. But okay, so I was thinking about movies that are like set around Thanksgiving and whatnot, because like there's no like actual like Thanksgiving movie except for like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. Or like I don't know, like that's all I can really think of. But like there's movies like Son-in-Law that take place around Thanksgiving, and then there's movies like Grumpy Old Men takes place around Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, and then New Year. It kind of like goes through like the holiday season type thing. And Addams Family Values. That's I always comes to my mind because there's the whole
right, the camp
and the fucking the Thanksgiving.
The
I am a turkey. Eat me.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
And then Wednesday, like as like the lead of like the Native Americans.
The camp in November.
Yeah, right.
I just realized that. I don't know. That makes it. It's just like the Ed and Eddie. It's Christmas. It's July.
Yeah.
Like it's just. Who goes to what? I don't know. Because where are they in Addams Family? Like what state?
I think it's California.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, maybe it's warm. I mean, I'm sure like people in California are like, what are you talking about? November it gets cold. It's like to you, yeah.
What, 50 degrees? Ooh.
Yeah. It's like growing up there, no done compared to here.
Yeah.
November here, real different.
Yeah.
It's wet.
Wet and cold and shivery.
Well, because I even looked up like Thanksgiving movies, Knives Out, because again, technically
it's around Thanksgiving.
Paul Blart Mall Cop, which I actually watched last night randomly.
Oh, actually, I just watched it the other day too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was like, it sounds like fun and it's stupid, but
yeah, no, dude, it's Kevin James having fun. But yeah, no, that takes place on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, because the whole thing is that he wanted to bring Gemma May's character to his Thanksgiving dinner because he had the crush on her.
Yeah. National treasures on that list.
I thought it just takes place on Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's movies that it's not like a Thanksgiving movie type thing.
That's and then a lot of them too just become technically Christmas movies.
Exactly. They're a holiday movie.
Yeah, they're holiday.
It starts off
movies.
with Thanksgiving and then kicks off into Christmas. Yeah.
That'd be fun to actually make like a Thanksgiving.
I'm pretty
comedy.
sure there's somewhere like in the depths of media because I know that there's like about a Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving dinner movie where it's about a family falling apart or something.
Well, I would like to see like a Thanksgiving movie like The Ref, with Dennis Leary.
Or like Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Like a really dark, dry kind of comedy, or kind of like over the top, kind of slapsticky one. I feel like those are the only two genres that could really fit in to make a Thanksgiving movie funny.
Exactly. And like what's rough with that is just like how hard it's just because Christmas is so close to it. And Halloween is so close to it.
And I kind of feel like, I mean, at least in our circle, too, I feel like Halloween and Christmas overshadow Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the time.
And I don't fucking let it happen, man.
No, yeah, you're really into Thanksgiving. I think you're the only one I know that's actually really
I am the
into
only person I've ever met that is like, Thanksgiving, yeah! Let's eat the turkey and stuff
Well, like, remember a couple of years, like last year or the year before or something, we talked about not making a turkey, and you had a total Joey moment.
That's right.
Like you like stopped mid, dude. What?
I'm sorry, what?
Like
no turkey?
No. That's not that. No. I was like, seriously, dude? Because I don't like turkey.
How can you not like turkey?
Honestly,
it's like the best the poultries.
The flavor is fine. It's not that. I hate that chemical that makes you sleepy. I hate eating it and feeling drugged.
Yeah,
I hate it. I'm like, no, I just don't eat it. I don't never eat the turkey.
Then don't eat the dark meat.
I don't.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't fucking eat it.
Yeah, then I'll more have dark meat. Me.
Middle of a stroke.
You want to start talking about some Spider-Man?
Yeah, we can talk about Spider-Man.
What do you got, like tabs up about Spider-Man? Are you gonna like quiz me about Spider-Man?
I'm still looking at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
there's one here. 2015, Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow from 2015.
Turkey Hollow.
Yeah, and it's got a bunch of
Jim Henson's.
Like Jim Henson.
Does it have like the Muppets in it and shit?
No, they kind of look like the fire trolls from Labyrinth.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
But they're not. They're brown. They're not red. But they have that kind of like goblin look to them. Nothing says the holidays like a Jim Henson puppet spectacular, and since it's too early for Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, settle for this one about kids who go and investigate a local legend about monsters while visiting their relatives. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Just because I like Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Puppetry stuff. I would watch it just for that. I've never heard of it. So yeah, check that one out and let us know, because that sounds cool. No, just like I was with the Spider-Man thing, I was just going to ask, I kind of know, but maybe you could actually just go into it. Like, what is your favorite now? Because we have five different big Spider-Men.
Are you talking about actors that have played Spider-Man?
Well, even like in the video games too, like you had very distinct characters between that Peter Parker and that Miles Morales. And then you even have Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales, and all those Spider-Men.
Yeah.
I guess not that, just because there's only one of them.
What's your question?
Like, Tom, do you like...
Who's my favorite Spider-Man?
Yeah, I know the answer, but... I think I know the answer, but I was just like... Because it is, we have the new Miles Morales thing out. I was like, let's talk about...
Oh, man.
Let's talk a little about Spider-Man.
I mean, The Amazing Spider-Man TV show is my favorite Spider-Man. In a big way, actually.
Like the 90s?
Yeah.
One?
In a lot of ways, yeah, that one is truly my favorite.
That show was so cheeky.
Oh, dude, it was in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you had on my spectrum, what did I watch during that same time?
What, the movie?
I watched
movie?
Batman.
Oh, the animated series. Yeah.
They're, just obviously very different, but it's just like...
Yeah.
Well, because Spider-Man and even X-Men were really cheeky.
X-Men gets really fucking deep into into politics.
Does it?
Oh my god, yes.
So like worth a watch now,
dude.
Kind of
yeah.
thing?
No,
cool.
It's really interesting to watch X-Men as an adult, like especially how relevant, like how much more relevant racism is, like actually not, I should say relevant. White people are learning that we fucking suck,
And what you think X-Men is an interesting kind of like play on that?
That's what it is. That's what X-Men, like the idea of the mutants was Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, their social commentary on the civil rights movement.
Yeah, and that makes yeah. I kind of knew that. I don't know why I'm acting like I do.
Yeah,
especially because I just watch any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And the massive genocide that's always teetering every single movie.
Yeah.
Whether it be like the first one, Magneto's attempted not genocide but conversion of all the humans into making them mutants.
Yeah.
And then jump to the second one with the Stryker, who's trying to make mutants into weapons to kill other mutants. Yeah. They all got real heavy themes of genocide and death on one party or another.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so like the new X-Men cartoon series of the 90s, it actually it's the animation and kind of like, you know, has its like dated sense to it, and it's definitely like you can still like a kid show where it like the way that it like moves forward, but it like has a lot of politically charged like themes and like discussions in it. Like to like yeah.
Well, because then you had Spider-Man, the one you're talking about. Then you had Spider-Man Unlimited, which was like a future one.
Yeah, Spider-Man Unlimited was that was very short-lived as well.
Yeah, I remember being kind of a smaller series. In
and then I think Spider-Man Unlimited, that was on MTV, I want to say, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Because there was an MTV Spider-Man animated series for a short period of time as well.
Oh no, that one was a really weird animated one.
Yeah, it was almost like computer. It was almost computer generated, but wasn't.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool. That had a cool look to it. And Spider-Man was really little. I remember it being like he was just like a really thin, kind of slender guy.
Yeah,
as opposed to the initial 90 one. He's kind of big.
Well, yeah, they lean into the fact of like how when he got bit by the radioactive spider, he became bigger, bulkier,
kind of like the Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, exactly. Which what also doesn't surprise me because Sam Raimi is an executive producer on the animated series.
Oh, okay. So he kind of basically,
yeah,
kind of copy and pasted that Spider-Man. Okay.
It's like there's also a part of me like I've also always really enjoyed Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Those movies just aren't the best movies.
Yeah, I mean, the first one, the coolest thing is the fact that they kind of took a gamble and went with Lizard. I feel like that was kind of a...
Well, it was great for them to actually explore the Dr. Connor
that was cool.
relationship with Peter Parker.
Because they were always teasing it in the Tobey Maguire ones, but then that never really developed anywhere. And it's except for him being a character in it.
Like, they put a little bit more emphasis, I feel... in the Sam Raimi ones, that Peter Parker is also like a genius.
Who played the Lizard
in Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who was that? What's his name? British actor.
Yeah, I'm totally. It's like he's going Charlie Brown in my head. Like his face is getting.
Oh god, I see his face in my mind, but I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head.
Well, and then also I was just asking, like, out of the movies, so are you kind of leaning with Andrew was your favorite Peter, or?
But I mean. Tom Holland is just so charismatic, and his Peter Parker, he's
Rhys Ifans.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He has captured the youth of Peter Parker.
Sorry, that's just he's kind of a funny actor to play
the Lizard
Connors because he kind of just looks like an older British rock star. You know,
no, I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah.
So and so to make him like this scientist that's goal is regenerating limbs. I don't know. I'm just looking at him like, oh yeah, he kind of looks like. Okay. Anyways,
Tom Holland has really captured the high school, like the child, the youth of Peter Parker. You know, and the smart ass and smart and the crack. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, you mean you didn't believe a bunch of 30-year-olds in the Tobey Maguire ones playing high school students?
The Tobey Maguire ones, though, he's actually only a high schooler for
the very beginning. Yeah, he's like a senior.
Yeah, and that like I think the Tobey Maguire, he does a great job as an older Spider-Man that is really struggling as like an adult.
I think that's why Tobey's my favorite, because I can identify with him because of our age.
Yes.
And like so far, I mean, it obviously can change with Tom, but that's the one that we saw the most growth from adolescence to adulthood.
Yeah.
And that kind of fumbling through your 20s.
Like Spider-Man 2 is still one of my favorite Spider-Man movies.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's still really good.
Tobey Maguire's acting in it is phenomenal. the script. I mean, it's those like late early 2000s like superhero movies. Their scripts aren't like they're still kind of like comic booky.
Yeah,
you know, they're not. It doesn't feel like they're kind of like wrapped in world reality sometimes.
Yeah, well, and it's also even just like with dialogue too. They'll have them say a lot of things that you're like,
yeah,
no normal person talks like this.
Exactly.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand as he's whispering to. I was just like,
yeah.
You'd be way too concerned with this experiment going on and possibly exploding. I don't think you would actually say anything.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. I can't choose a favorite, man.
Okay.
I just there's like things that are like there's favorite parts of each of them that I really like. You know, like
yeah, I mean, because I'll watch what's the first Tom one?
First Tom Holland one?
Yeah.
Like his solo one?
Yeah.
Homecoming.
I mean, like, I'll watch that specifically for Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I think it's phenomenal as that character, and I thought that was a really cool.
One thing that I really they kind of like brush over, and it's just kind of like it's just accepted, is that Peter Parker is a genius as well. I think he's super smart.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing. They put a little bit more emphasis at the beginning of the first Spider-Man movie that Peter is super scientifically smart.
Well, yeah, because even in the second one they talk about it, he should be passing all of his classes, but because of his responsibility as Spider-Man, that's why he's failing.
And then in Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, it's kind of glossed over.
Yeah, he kind of comes off just like a kid, a teenager.
That somehow just figures out how to make a web shooter.
Yeah.
It's like his like... I mean, I guess he's got like little tech things that he plays in his room. It's a small setup for it.
Well, then with Tom Holland Spider-Man, though, you had another genius character.
Yeah,
that's
Tony Stark.
Yeah, so that helped push along. It's like, oh, clearly this kid is a little bit obviously above average, because otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Well, then even like in the high school, like he's on like the like advanced robotics, and like he's like in all of the advanced like scientific classes.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, because even with Tobey Maguire, he didn't have to. He had. Like, that's when they introduced the webs coming out of him, not...
Yeah, it was the... I think they did that in the Ultimate Spider-Man series. I maybe not. But, like, that may have actually just been all original idea of Sam Raimi, just the organic web coming out.
Yeah. Which kind of got rid of some of the, like...
It definitely got rid of a lot of the
oh, shit, I'm out of webs. What am I going to do? Problem.
Yeah. But what was interesting is when he was going through in Spider-Man 2, when he's going through his emotional problems and he's losing his powers.
His Spidey erectile dysfunction, basically.
Yeah.
Like, my powers don't work because I'm sad.
And then he loses, like, he doesn't have his webbing anymore, which that was really cool to explore that.
Yeah.
You know?
I was, when I just looked up some clips and I got down the rabbit hole of Spider-Man 3. I will say
the one that will not be spoken of.
That one, yeah. I do. A lot of people were talking shit about it, but I really liked that fight with Venom. I thought that was actually kind of cool.
It's just really hard to watch because the CG is just so obvious.
Yeah, but it was just like
It's like it's like watching the fight scene at the end of the third Matrix.
Oh, with all the Smiths.
Yeah, like it looks like a cartoon. Like it doesn't. It's so clearly computer generated that it doesn't work very well.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, even like with Sandman, like.
Yeah, but the Sandman has one of the better villain arcs, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he has the really the only good arc in that movie.
What does it mean for Spider-Man screen villains?
Mm-hmm.
I had to like the only one that really I thought was Venom. Out of all of the Spider-Man movies, all the bad guys have been fine. Like, I liked them all. Like, I loved Michael Keaton because he's basically like, fuck Tony Stark. He's fucking with my livelihood, so I'm gonna fuck with his. You're like,
yeah,
get it. You get the Lizard. What he's initially trying to do.
Yeah, trying to do the regeneration.
Yeah. I didn't really care for
Electro.
Yeah, that's his name, Electro. I didn't really care for Electro. I just didn't like the weird.
They kind of threw him under the bus. Like, it was promoted that he was going to be the main bad guy, and then they introduced that it was. Then they had had that Harry turning in the Green Goblin throughout all of it.
Yeah. Well, I also didn't like that weird dubstep thing they did with whenever he was using his powers. Do you remember that?
Not really.
Yeah, whenever he would like do something with electricity, and the soundtrack would change, and it would go kind of into like a dubstep bass notes thing.
Interesting. I haven't watched that one in a very long time.
I found it really distracting. But yeah. And then just real quick, who is your favorite Spider-Man villain?
That's been in the movies?
Just in general.
I mean, in general.
Yeah. Like, who would you like to see? Because we're hearing rumors that Electro is going to be the bad guy again in the Tom Holland one, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, but like, who would you want to see?
I mean, obviously, I would love to actually see Venom done correctly. I didn't really like the Venom movie. God, yeah.
I don't get it. It's like I don't get it. Like the Morbius thing, I don't understand.
Their whole like Sony trying to create their dark universe
with I'm like I don't. It's like okay, fine.
It's Sony just cashing in a check, pretty much.
Well, fine. Go ahead, do Morbius without Spider-Man, but do not do Morbius without Blade. That would be fucking. I remember that episode actually. I remember that episode very distinctly of the show. Yeah, that was dope. That was super cool.
Favorite superhero or super villain? I mean, I love Doc Ock a lot. It's like Doc Ock and the Green Goblin are like truly like the arc, like could be like called like the arch nemesis to Spidey-Man.
Which is so weird too, because Vulture is literally the first villain.
In the comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was the first introduced one, and I feel like he gets forgotten a lot, because even his arc, his comic book arc is really interesting too.
Yeah.
Being sick and...
Yeah, how he's trying to find regenerative properties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a issue. That's what I was looking for. Issue number 1, you have Vulture. Issue number 2, I think, is the Lizard. And then I think it's issue 3 is Doc Ock. Like Green Goblin, I don't think is introduced until like issue 7 or 8.
Well, because Norman is introduced, but it takes a while for his arc to lead to being the Goblin.
Yeah. Actually, Mary Jane's not even actually like her face isn't even shown until like issue like 24 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird. I would like to see a Kingpin kind of situation, but
only a Vincent D'Onofrio.
I was gonna say he's so good. I don't want to see. It's like I don't want to give anyone else the chance to fuck it up, because he was so good. And then what's his name from Daredevil? The original on screen.
What's his Michael Clark Duncan, who passed away.
Yeah, and then you had him as Kingpin, which
he actually he wasn't bad. That movie's just bad.
Yeah, it's like he actually, for what it was, he did good as Kingpin. Because also they got a really good intimidating like guy. You want Kingpin to be huge.
That's also, that movie is another reason why I don't like Colin Farrell. I'm really torn with Colin Farrell because he's Bullseye.
Oh yeah, and he was weird.
Yeah,
he was weird.
Bullseye is a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, right? but then also the design with his etched into his actual forehead, like that was I forgot about that. And then that really weird fight scene with
Elektra in the playground. Yeah,
that was really weird. It's like and also it's just like, he's blind. How are you not questioning what's happening right now?
God, it's really interesting. Jon Favreau has really grown as an artist.
Did he direct that?
I believe he wrote it too.
What?
Yeah, dude. And he plays Happy. Oh, not Happy. Foggy.
Does he?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Man, I remember this movie a little better than you.
No, he did not.
He didn't write or direct it?
No, writer and director is a Mark Steven Johnson.
Or maybe he's just in it?
Yeah, he's just in it. Oh, but I mean, kind of makes... Guess what else Marvel he directed?
What?
Ghost Rider.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah. He was a screenplay writer for it.
For Ghost Rider?
For Ghost Rider and Elektra.
Yeah.
I mean, he directed the Ghost Rider and Daredevil, yeah.
Oh, he did direct Daredevil.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah,
that's something I just we gotta wrap it up soon. But I want a new Ghost Rider.
Have you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No. Was Ghost Rider in it?
Mm-hmm. Like after, I forget how many seasons. I stopped watching it after like season 2. I think it was also just getting harder for me to watch because I was like pirating it.
Oh.
But I think it's all on Hulu now,
It's on. I just saw. I think it's on Netflix.
Netflix. The first season, you can tell that they're trying really, really hard to like keep up with the like MC with the actual movies,
Mm-hmm.
and like I think Samuel Jackson has a cameo in a couple episodes as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it just kind of starts going in its own thing, while still trying to keep up with the MCU, but it's just not really working.
It really does become like you can do superhero kind of like themed shows, but at a certain point, they need to be like mini. They need to just be a couple seasons, like The Flash.
Oh yeah,
It gets to the point it's ridiculous. And it's like I get it. It's about a guy, the fastest man alive. Like I accept it to be ridiculous up to a certain point, but then it becomes every single episode is Flash fighting some new meta-human bad guy, and then occasionally throwing in like Captain Boomerang and Frost. What is his name?
No, I don't remember.
Killer Frost? No. Killer Frost is the lady, right? Yeah. The Superman villain. Captain Cold.
Oh yeah.
Captain Cold, that's his name. But yeah, I just want.
Well, I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually has like full-on arcs for their characters. It's not just like a random supervillain in an episode.
Oh, okay.
Like it actually it's a full fleshed out series.
Then how does Ghost Rider get involved in this?
He becomes part of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
Kind of. I think he's like kind of looked at as a villain at first, and like he's in like the last season or two.
Yeah, biker skeleton on fire guy. I could see being treated as a villain.
So I never really answered your question like who I think would be cool for like the next villain for Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, because I want my Kingpin.
Because I really want to see them finally set up Sinister Six somehow for Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this Tom Holland version would be a great person to have go up against that.
That's so funny because you the Amazing Spider-Man was hard setting up for that.
Exactly.
And it's like the biggest Spider-Man tease for a fan. Like,
yeah.
it's fine.
No, because it ends with like a big Rhino tease with Paul Giamatti cast as the Rhino, and
it shows all of it, all of their suits and their mech technology.
Mm-hmm. So I would think it would be cool to see like the Scorpion as like a villain.
Scorpion would be cool.
Especially like because like Scorpion's tech is gotten, he gets it from Vulture, and they did set that up in Homecoming.
They did?
When Vulture's walking by, there's like when he's arrested, there's someone that he kind of that he runs into, and he kind of like there's like a handshake, and you can see a Scorpion tattoo on the guy's hand. So cool. There is a setup that Scorpion is in it already.
Well, the Scorpion just became a really cool character.
Yeah,
like the suit making him go kind of loony bin, and
because it's like it's like a steroid that he keeps pumping himself up with.
And in the cartoon, he can't get out of the suit.
Yeah,
once they put him in there, he's stuck in there, and that's part of the like.
And it's slowly poisoning him, making him go farther and more insane. Yeah,
because even like Scorpion's just design over the years has changed and gotten really cool. Because he was in a game.
I mean, he was in the most recent one.
Oh yeah, the Scarecrow ripoff.
Knockoff. Yeah. Although that fucking level was hard, dude. It took me so fucking long to get through that level.
I think that's the hardest part of the game for me.
Yeah. And then also, it was just. I mean, Rhino would be cool, like I said. No, but who? There was someone else that was just on the fucking. Kraven, the hunter.
Kraven would be cool. But it's so weird because even like I just had this weird thought. I'm like, okay, cool. So we had Scorpion comes off like a Bane kind of character, right? Because he's kind of like a mercenary, hired thug kind of thing.
Rhino almost comes off more like a Bane to me, just by size, maybe. I don't know.
Who would play Kraven?
Yeah, who would be a good Kraven?
Jeffrey D. Morgan.
I was just about to say that. Seriously.
Or Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem. Yeah.
You more Dean. Is he gonna do any more? God.
I'm trying to think of like there's also like I'm trying to think of someone who's got like some size to them, like Jason Momoa. Like Jason Momoa would actually be a great Kraven, but he's already Aquaman.
Yeah, that would just be kind of confusing and weird.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if he could even like sign on to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, like contract things.
Yeah, contract wise.
I like fucking The Rock as Black Adam. I'm very excited.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah,
I'm very excited for that. You're right. Jason Momoa, look wise,
Yeah,
would be really fitting.
his just like his beard, his eyebrows, the way that his eyebrows
arc,
are.
and
Yeah.
and then Jeffrey D. Morgan would be good personality wise
Mm-hmm.
for that character. But I could only see maybe him going to like Negan with it.
I mean, he kind of has just that natural Negan to his acting in general.
But it would just like it would just be hard to take it seriously as him as a character, because he'd be like, oh, it's just Negan wearing a lion's fur.
Who do you think would make a good redo on Doc Ock?
Nobody.
Like
Off the top of my head.
Alfred Molina is just like
he was phenomenal. I just really like him.
I mean, he is amazing. I'm also trying to think who it could be because they haven't even introduced Harry or Norman.
Did they not?
No.
Well, we've heard of Oscorp though.
Yes.
That's very much a thing. Who would they get? It would be cool if they just brought back Willem Dafoe.
That would be crazy.
Because they kind of did, they did with J.J. Jameson.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of cool because, I mean, I'd liked William Dafoe a lot.
He was great, yeah.
I just didn't, and I think it was just the time, I didn't like his suit very much.
No.
Also, I just think of the design of it, it made him always bend his knees. Did you notice that?
Didn't make him always bend his knees.
Oh,
that was just how. I think it was just like the menacing look on top of the glider.
Yeah,
because like also if you look at the old pictures of like Green Goblin all the time on his like hoverboard, he's always got his knees bent and he's just like he's like, I'm ready to attack. I'm a goblin. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that was just kind of like choice from Willem Dafoe and the directors, just like, you know.
It would. I don't think it would ever happen, but Red Goblin would be cool. But
oh my god, just set up Carnage through all that first.
Yeah, I just think it'd be too much. Like if you want to do a mini series maybe, but doing a movie leading up to that would just be a lot.
Well, I mean, so this is the steps we got to get through to get to Red Goblin. One, we got to get a Venom. Well, one, we need to have Secret Wars or some type of way for Peter Parker to be exposed to some type of symbiote that would be turn into the Venom symbiote.
Then you need to have Peter Parker's dance party when he's being a bad boy.
Stop everything you're fucking saying right now.
Then you got to have him finally get rid of the suit.
You have to, then he has to fight off the symbiote for the Venom symbiote.
And you need to meet Cassidy.
Well, the Venom symbiote then needs to also split apart and create the Carnage symbiote.
Well, then you have to have the symbiote get with Eddie and that whole story arc.
Mm-hmm.
Then leads to Cassidy and the Red Symbiote and Carnage.
That's also during that time is when Venom's becoming an anti-hero.
And this is all just Venom. This isn't even dealing with Norman's story arc that's going on at the same time. Because it is Norman that's Red Goblin, right? Okay.
Well, yes.
Yeah, the original one.
Well, because he does, like, Norman gets killed and then comes back.
Yeah, totally got it. Anyways, I guess that's kind of.
You ready to wrap it up?
I guess so. Again, because you and I could probably talk about this the next hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. We could easily just talk for another hour just about nothing, and just be on the microphone. Like, yeah, so that happened to you.
This month went by really fast.
Did it?
Yeah, because I think going back.
I think you're just feeling like it has. Because we're recording an episode for Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is still a week away. We're still only halfway through November.
And I think it's like working and then not working and all that. I'm trying to think of a good Doc Ock.
Yeah?
I've come to realize, too, I don't really know much about Spider-Man villains except for the Sinister Six.
I just remembered they have set up that, like, eventually, hopefully this will be for it to happen, they have Night Prowler, like, set up.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd probably be cool.
Donald Glover is already cast as him.
Cool.
Because he's in... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he's in Homecoming. Or wait, was that an Amazing Spider-Man he was in? No, it was Homecoming. Yeah, because he's the one that he sells the... when they have, like, the Shocker, like, gauntlet.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Because that's Miles Morales' brother.
That was really...
Or uncle.
They really just kind of skimmed over Shocker, and I'm like, he's like a B villain, but he's still
they kind of used it more like whoever has the gauntlet is like the person
is Shocker.
Yeah like it's more about the tech than it is about
the person.
Yeah, which is kind of what it is, because Shocker actually is like quite a different
yeah
all right, y'all.
Okay, cool. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob,
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape. Have a good night.